mine. Chris made me one, and it rolled nothing but under 10.
What are you talking about? It's not my fault.
Oh my
It is
god.
your fault.
Coming in
I
hot.
expected yours after you gave me mine.
That thing worked fine for me before then.
Uh-huh.
I am kind of scared to print a new one because this one seems to be blessed.
Blessed. So, I have a purchase that I made on eBay, and it says guaranteed delivery Friday, April 10th, and it shipped on April 11th.
Oh, it's like Amazon.
Yeah,
Wah, wah.
I guess I can't really complain as much right now, though.
I get so fed up with eBay, man. I used to sell stuff on eBay, so it's like, I know if it ships, it fits. Certain boxes, right? And these guys, man, they oh no, $10 shipping and handling, and then they don't even package it properly.
Yeah.
You're a fucking asshole.
I,
I know. I've sold the stuff. I know you need to put a little more effort into it.
I turned
Like taking
eBay
a
into
piece of tape and then like holding it down to the box and calling it good.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I collect Funkos and stuff like that, so it's like I'm a collector. I don't open them. So when I get the box and it's beat to shit because they didn't package it properly, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to the stream. Let's get into it. I don't think there's any announcements outside of we really need to switch to Zoom next week.
that's all you, Chemo.
I know. I've just been
We don't have our new player this week.
no new players this week. One of the players is not able to make it now. So I don't think you saw that in the chat, but his work hours got changed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right. Where we left off, the party ventured up through the Mage's Tower and braved through fights with a werewolf and a few other wolves and stealthily went up the stairway to meet the alchemist who's mixing potions. The brave Zoromir was met with some opposition as he slid his dagger into the creature and it bit back at him. And as they defeated the traps within that room, they ascended to the final stage of the tower, where they met with 3 large doors. Zoromir stealthily picked the lock on one of the doors, revealing a large runic circle. And as Blaylock wedged a piece of his horn into the other door, and they stepped back, the door slowly slid open. And you step inside into a dimly lit room onto an exquisite red carpet. Looking around the room, you see a few sconces on the wall, lightly flickering with a green flame, puts off a green glow around the room. Your eyes drift around and you see a throne-like chair sitting upon a pedestal and what appears to be a coffin resting in the north part of the room. As you look around, your eyes slowly drift above you, and you see something you've never seen before. It's swirling blackness, like a star field whipping around the top of the room. You can hear soft bubbling toward the south of the room as you see a robed figure leaning over a table. Come in. Come in. I see you've made it through my tower. He turns to you and you see a slightly older gentleman, deep brown skin, gray stripes on the side of his head showing some age. You can see a red tunic barely showing under his dark cloak. Kind of smiles at you. Let me show you what you're looking at. He looks at you. I am Jaresh, and I welcome you to my abode. Though, really have made a mess of my tower. I guess you may know me better by my other name, Iago. But I take the forms I must take to complete my experiments. You do like my experiments, don't you? I built this tower many years ago, long before you were ever born, before the town was founded. I needed a peaceful place to stay among my work. But the people here,
The missing mayor.
they're drawn to power, and it was as if it was overnight the town sprang up. Knowing I needed to work, I spread the seeds of hate for creatures much like yourselves. Save the halflings. They amuse me. But I needed pure blood, not the blood of animals. And he looks and peers at Blaylock and Scar. You see him slowly leave his table, walks over to the throne area, and
Are we
sits.
supposed to see something on the screen here?
Oh,
Yeah, there's no map.
I should share before sometimes I'm on it and sometimes I'm not. There you go.
There we go.
And he sits down, smirk on his face. I'll give you a choice. Become one of my children, lead my armies, or die.
You think kidnapping children and turning them into those monstrosities, nobody would know?
They haven't found out until you, meddlesome few, started looking where you shouldn't have. You should have passed in and should have left. I'll destroy all those kobolds for even leading you anywhere near my tower. I will raise an army. I'll use the children of this town to do so. And I will lead them to Breckensfjord and take what is mine.
And what do you think that is owed you?
An artifact of unspeakable power lies there. Those greedy dwarves have no desire to share what they've found.
Is it Brecken what?
Breckensfjord. It's in the north part of town. Or north part of the map. Northeast.
What is this artifact?
Like I would share that with you. Unless, of course, you choose to become one of my children. And he breathes in a breath. Or some of you already becoming my children.
What's to stop me from taking my dagger right now and sliding it into you?
Oh, you can certainly try. I don't think it'll work out how you think.
I don't know. I'm pretty good with this thing.
That's what the Knolls of the Spires said too. Now the chaos. Oh, the chaos that they have.
I give Blaylock a look.
I think it's time we give him a choice.
What'd you have in mind, Blaylock?
2 or 3. Do we bring him down in 2 or 3 pieces?
The smaller the piece, the easier to throw off the tower.
That's true.
You hear me, Chris?
What's that?
I whip out the bow and shoot.
Your mic sounds like
Okay.
super muffled.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot as well.
Can you hear me now?
It's about the same. I can hear you, it's just kind of muffled.
Little quiet. All right. Roll initiative.
Oh no.
As
20.
1 second. Okay. 23.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Oh, that
20.
was almost a natural 20 on that. 26, you said?
Yep.
And what was yours, Blaylock?
20.
Wow, a lot of high rolls.
Yeah. I usually have high initiative and terrible everything else.
Works out good. All right. As you draw out your bow, the star field above you falls, and you are all encompassed in a blackness.
We can't see anything.
No.
Cool.
Right.
What?
Scar, you're up.
All right. I'm going to go with where I saw him last and shoot in that direction.
All right. So make your shot with disadvantage.
18. I'm sorry, 20.
With disadvantage? Dang.
I rolled a 14 and a 10.
All right, that hits.
Oh.
Okay. 410 damage.
All right.
I'll take my second attack. 14.
14. Just misses.
Third attack. 20 again.
That hits. 12 points.
Yep.
All right, you hear arrows fire out into the darkness.
And I will. I'll move full movement up to the coffin, or where I saw the coffin.
Okay. Let's see, 10, 15.
45 with
Okay.
the Dread Ambusher.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right. Zormir, you are up.
So you can't see anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Even the night vision.
Even with your vision, this is a magical darkness.
Can I try and hear where he is?
Sure, roll a perception.
Natural 20. Hell yeah.
All right, you hear something toward the west side of the room.
Does that help me aim?
I'll say you can make a straight roll.
Okay. I'm going to raise up my my bracers and fire off my magical daggers in the direction as best as I can tell where he is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm just getting high rolls right now. So that's 27
That would hit.
and 21.
That would hit.
All right. $13 points.
All right.
And then I am just going to cunningly dash over towards where the direction I heard Scar's footsteps go.
Okay, you'll say because you got a natural 20, you heard him go that way. So, how far?
Let's go 20 feet.
About there?
Yeah.
Okay. Make your other attack with disadvantage.
19, 14, 19.
That would hit.
All right, here comes the big roll. 12 points.
For all that dice noise, that was unimpressive. Blaylock, you are up.
All right. We did not take a rest in that floor before, right?
Did not.
It was short rest. We didn't take a long rest.
Yeah.
A short rest. Oh, we did take a short rest. I don't even think that'll help me. No. All right. So I'm gonna wind back and I'm gonna take a shot in the direction I thought he was at.
All right, make it with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. That. Where's the gun? Oh, there it is. 8.
8.
8.
That's with a D20.
That was. I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Oh, okay, that misses. Zormir and Scar, you hear a as the familiar sound of Blaylock's pistol fires off, and you then hear the familiar sound of a ricochet off the back side of the wall.
All right, now is there? Can I take cover?
You're kind of in cover at the moment.
Okay, well, I am from my teammates.
Yeah.
But is there? Because I'm noticing these columns behind me, right?
Those are just flaming. They're not columns. They're burning, like
Okay.
incense burners.
And to the left, what is that? The square blocks.
Those are beakers and things, alchemist stations.
So that's a station.
Yeah.
Can I take cover behind it?
You don't know where they are exactly.
Oh, okay.
So-
All right. Well, I'm just gonna back up against the wall to the left then.
Okay, so we'll see back up, hit the wall there.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna back until I feel my tail hit the wall.
All right. Let's.
Uh,
You son of a.
As this all goes on, you see the darkness fade, and it coalesces into a ball in the center of the room and fires up into the ceiling again and begins swirling around in the ceiling.
I don't like this thing.
He then raises his hand.
Oh, no.
You all look really warm. Why don't you cool down? As the wind starts whipping around in the room, and you feel yourself start getting hit with small pieces of ice. They hit all of you. All of you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
18.
18.
20, not natural.
I also got an 18.
All right. So you all take half damage. So you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep, I'm down.
Really?
Yep.
Oh no.
And 6 points of cold damage.
And
really
we all
down.
die.
Yeah.
This might be all you.
All right, so Blaylock is down. So Scar and Zormir, you kind of wipe the pieces of ice out of your face and dig some out of your flesh. And you look over, and Blaylock's like slumped against the wall, lying there. And Scar, you're up.
All right. 27.
Didn't you reach in hit points on your short rest?
No, I don't have any hit dice left.
Oh, okay. 27 hits.
I was very tapped out of everything.
That's 11.
Okay.
All right. Second. 23.
That hits.
For another 11. And I just shout out, Zormir, we've got to keep this guy busy. Don't let him attack Blaylock anymore.
Let's distract him. Get him over.
All right, Zormir, you are up.
So we can see him now?
Yep.
Alright. Once again, I'm going to raise up my arms and fire off my daggers.
All right.
Oof. Okay, so that is a 12 and an 18.
The 18 hits. The 12, the magical dagger flings against the wall.
Okay, so that's a 1. 6 points of damage on that.
All right.
Then I am going to cunningly dash over to the other side of Scar, further drawing this guy's attention away from Blaylock.
All right. And make your range.
17.
That hits.
Alright. Oh no. Yes. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I rolled a 1, and a 2.
That's
So that's 9 points of damage.
all right.
The dice giveth and they taketh away.
That's why I have a T-shirt that says that. All right. Blaylock, make a death saving throw.
Nah, that's a nat 20.
Oh,
Really?
you are at 1 hit point.
Nice.
Wow.
I have
Clutch.
yet to have that don't happen since we learned about that. Yeah. Your eyes open and you're slumped against the wall, and you see shards of ice just buried into your flesh and blood running down your arm, and you're in pretty bad shape. But you're awake and you can see what's going on.
Yeah, still prone, still and against the wall, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Iago didn't see Blaylock wake up, and he looks at Zormir and Scar. I've got one of you. Now time for you two. And I need to make you both to make a Constitution saving throw as a blast of ice bursts out from his hands.
Shoot. 11.
21.
What?
Zormir, you fail.
How bad is it?
Well, let's see.
Oh no. How many dice? What? 6? 7. This has to be a joke.
It's not a joke. Scar, you take 15 points of cold damage.
Oh, I'm down.
You take 30 as your skin begins to solidify from the cold.
That's almost my entire hit points. I'm down.
All right. Scar, you are up.
I'm pissed. 23 to hit
That hits.
for 9. Second attack, natural 20.
Oh, get that deck out.
Insta-kill, please. Please, please.
Pinned. Double damage, and the target is pinned to the ground and becomes restrained.
Ooh, that's helpful.
Okay.
So, all right, 8. So 8 with double damage. 15, so 30.
So all attack rolls against a creature will have advantage, and all the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, so how much
Doesn't
damage?
say for how long. 30 altogether.
30. Wow.
I rolled an 8 on die 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say how long he's pinned though.
We'll do 1d4 rounds. So 3 rounds. So you fire the arrow, and it arcs over and slams through his knee and pins into the incense burner beside him, and it melts part of his cloak, and it's kind of holding him in place.
Okay. And I will run up close to him.
Okay.
Close as I can get. Magic.
What's your
normal now, so 35.
Let me check that again. All right, so you're right there. Okay. Zormir, make a death saving throw.
Wish me luck, boys.
As long as it's above a 10.
2.
That is one failure. Blaylock, you're up.
You're on mute.
Ring of Jumping. Can I still use it as while I'm prone?
Not while you have to stand up, so that's half your movement.
Okay.
So
And does the Ring of Jumping count as movement?
yes,
Excellent.
it uses your movement left, so you can jump 15 feet.
The jump is 60.
I think it's up to your movement though.
Are you sure?
Let me look.
Yeah, because it doesn't say from the ring. You have to actually look at the spell jump.
Let's see here. Oh, your distance is tripled until the spell ends. Okay.
Okay. So is he 45 feet away?
From you, let's see. He's 40.
Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
Use the ring of jumping, and I'm going to take the horn, the only thing I have left, my broken horn, and I'm going to ram it into his eye socket, at least the best that I
All right, we'll treat it as a dagger, so it's a 1d4 in your strength roll, and you have
Okay.
advantage on the attack.
All right. Be better than that. 18. So 18, but what's the? Is it just a strength roll?
Yep.
So just 19 then.
Okay, that hits.
1d4. I can't even get my horns to hit. Now I was surprised. No modifier.
Only your strength. Yep.
Oh, good. 5.
5 damage.
5 damage. Max damage on a horn.
All right, you stand up. Your eyes fill with rage, and just jump. And as you're coming down, you pull out your own horn and shove it into his shoulder, and he howls out in pain. Ah! As this horn is buried deep into his shoulder.
For the
And
children, you bastard.
freaking Steam wanting to do an update at 7 o'clock at night.
Hmm.
All right. And okay, so he looks a look here. He looks at you, Blaylock. Come now. You want to be one of my children, don't you? I suggest it's a great idea. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nat 20.
Oh, nice.
2 in 1 night. That is very unusual.
You feel like these magical fingers reaching through your skull and wrapping kind of around your brain, and then you're like, wait a second, and you shake it off, and he looks at you with a look of disappointment. Scar, you're up.
Okay, first business at hand. I'm going to touch Blaylock and cast my last first level spell of Cure Wounds for 10,
Okay.
Ah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
and then I will shoot him with a fucking arrow in his head.
Is Cure Wounds a bonus action?
I get two actions.
Get 1 action, 2 attacks.
Okay, well then I just did that.
All right. Zormir, make a
All
death
right.
saving throw.
We're gonna switch over to the blue d20. Whew, 16.
16. All right. That's 1 save. So 1 save, 1 fail.
And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Blaylock, you are up.
All right. I still roll at advantage. I want to use Shocking Grasp, correct? I can still roll at
Yep.
advantage?
Yep.
Full. Shocking Grasp. Oof. 21.
That would hit.
Where's the other die? Yes. $14 points of damage.
All right. Okay. Da-da. He looks at you, and you see him put his hands together and kind of points them at you. And you see three little glowing bits of magic shoot out of his fingertips, slamming into you. As you take 14 points of force damage.
Okay, I'm down.
That was magic missile, by the way. It just hits.
I thought I had something against magic missile.
Look it up.
No, I just thought I had something that nullified magic missile, but I must be thinking about something else. Go ahead.
All right, Scar, you're up.
Alright. 27 hits. For 9.
Are you attacking with your swords?
No.
Okay.
29. For 12. And that's my turn.
All right, Zormir.
Let's give it another shot. Is 11.
That is a save. That's 2 successes, 1 failures. Blaylock,
See it.
make a death saving throw.
Come on, man. 20.
10. Yeah.
That's a success. 1 success.
Cutting it close.
Iago looks at you, Scar. It's lonely at the top, isn't it? And he takes out his dagger, makes an attack against you, and he hits.
45 points of damage.
For 4 points of piercing damage. And Scar, you're up.
Alright, this is the last round that he's restrained.
Yep.
24. For 12.
Okay.
27. Damn, I keep rolling 5s now. I got 12. 12 more.
The arrows fire out, piercing into the body of Iago. And you see him stick there. Blood spurts out on the floor. He starts panting heavily. You'll pay for that. Zormir,
Come
make
at
a
me.
death saving throw.
Ooh, 11 again.
You stabilize. So you aren't going to die now, but you're still down. Blaylock.
Still down.
Yep, you're still down.
12.
That's 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Iago looks at you, Scar. And you see his hand raise up again, and he flicks fingers out, and 3 darts thump, 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 into you. For 12 points of force damage.
Okay, at this point, my armor class is 16. So I get plus 3 to my attacks and damage.
And you are up.
Pisses me off. Sure, I'm doing that.
What was it?
I'm now at 45 speed.
Okay.
Yeah, my AC is 16. Okay, but I do plus 3 damage. Okay. I would take my. Let's go. Let's do this. 21.
That hits.
Or 14.
How do you want to do this?
You motherfucker. His little smirk. I want the magic bolt to go right through his mouth, not the back of his head.
So you draw back, and it's like the world slows down. And as your eyes glance up, you see the star field starting to drop again into the room. And he opens his mouth to say something. As you do, you loose the arrow, and you hear the guttural sound as the tip of the arrow splits his tongue in half, and you hear it enter into the back of his throat, and the force of the arrow pins him against the wall just for a moment. You see the robes flutter into the air, and his head slams against the back wall enough that you hear the skull cracking against the stone and flattening out, and he slides down the wall as the arrow dissipates from being magical, and you see the blood mark on the wall as he slides down, and his body hits, and you see in his eyes the disbelief as the brightness in them starts to fade, and the body slumps over to the side, dead.
I just wipe the blood from my face and fling it at him. And I sit down on the throne.
Okay.
Am I conscious?
You're still unconscious. You're just not gonna die.
Okay.
Blaylock, I need you to make a death saving throw.
4.
That is
Ooh.
one failure.
Alright. I will cast Cure Wounds on 2nd level for Blaylock.
Okay.
2d8 plus 3. Of course, I rolled this. So for 7.
Blaylock, your eyes open up, and you see Scar over the top of you, spittle and blood dripping from him. You feel it kind of dripping onto you as your wounds begin to mend together.
Blaylock, we need to have
Friend,
a discussion.
How did we make that? How did we live through that?
Fate. Luck. I don't know how else to explain it.
How's
All of
Zoramir?
this, we should have died.
I agree.
Zoramir is the one I need to talk to you about. I've been watching him for a while.
Uh-oh.
These mood swings seem to be happening more and more often, and then he doesn't remember the attitudes, the recklessness. I believe it has something to do with that dagger that he carries.
Well,
I brought you back first to discuss taking it from him while he is down. Something is not right. You can't tell me that you haven't seen it as well.
I have, but that dagger, how will we hide it from him?
Well, if he doesn't know it's missing,
True.
I just feel that some of his judgment lately has been off. I never said that I was a do-gooder, but his mouth is going to get us in a situation, and it seems that the attitude has come and gone since he received this dagger. Those tentacles that he knows nothing about, yet they just keep showing up.
He has no regard for life other than his own. The children, he had no regard for those children, although I could say the same of you. We all have blood on our hands.
We do. And like I said, sometimes it is very difficult for me to keep my madness in check. But I try.
Should we not give him the same leisure? That's not the word. The same regard?
I have not taken it from him yet. That is why this is an opportunity to do that.
This is
without
the
him
only
knowing.
opportunity to do that.
I have my ways. He's not the only thief among us. I was born a scavenger. I've had plenty of opportunities to take things. The gem, for example.
Yes, foolish I was to give that to a kobold.
The problem
Maybe.
is he goes days without sleeping. He
That's-
lies to us. One day he's fine, the next day it's a different person.
Let's do this. Let's take him down to the local cleric in town, and we'll take the dagger from him and let him have a good look at him.
You want to carry him all the way through the sewers? Because going out the front door right now does not seem like a great idea. There are still guards.
Do you
And-
think...
We have a mayor here that is now dead.
One way or another, they're gonna find out it was us, unless we leave town.
Oh, I have every intention of bringing this to the captain of the guard. I am not done in this town. And this just proves that they were working for somebody who was doing evil deeds the entire time and did not give a rat's ass about the consequences. Whether they knew he was doing this or not, they were still following his orders. Don't go into the sewer. Where did we find the children? In the sewer. Don't go into the tower. What did we find in the tower? More werewolves. This was all under their own noses. And they just ignored it.
What I worry about is, and I'll start to cough, is if they're in on it and thought that we would perish or join them. Iago seemed all too knowing of our presence here, and the only thing that stopped us were some ridiculous traps.
I don't
We could very well be
Suspect
walking
King.
into a trap.
I don't suspect King would be in on something like this. But his naivety did not help the situation. Blindly following orders is never the way to go.
Is that his intention? Is that You would know more than I suppose. I thought that naivete was a farce.
Some people think they're doing good. Believe me, I have fallen under that mask more than once.
Hmm. Hmm. We've drifted from the point at hand. Zoramir.
The
Do
reason
we
I just
take
didn't
that?
take it, I wanted your advice. I needed perspective from somebody else.
I am not a fan of his perspective on those he has no regard for. Those children were innocent, and he had no drive to even assist them. It was just a matter of convenience to get to the goal of the top of this tower for some treasure, which we still have not seen.
There's still another door. We can always take a look. There was humming. It seemed more mechanical than anything else, which definitely falls under your territory.
We may just have to trust him, but I worry about the actions he'll take if it's just going to get worse.
We can remove it. I can place it in my quiver. Have it looked at by the clerics. They've already found one, they already know about cursed items.
True. Very true. Can you hide it there? And because he's going to know as soon as he wakes up.
It's a pocket dimension. He
Fascinating.
won't know where I place it. At least
Let's
for
do
now.
For now.
I could be completely wrong. This item might not have anything to do with it. And that brings
No.
up other very concerning aspects of our little friend.
If it's not the dagger, then it's the halfling.
I walk over
Okay.
there and
Agreed.
take it out of...
Okay.
I'll investigate and see where it's on his body.
Yeah, you see it. He never made an attempt to hide it.
Okay. Then I will place it in one of my compartments.
Okay.
In the quiver. I guess it's what? It was 2 pounds? Nothing more than 2 pounds. I can't remember where is it.
Let's see here. Yeah. Can't weigh more than 2 pounds.
I mean, if it can hold a javelin, I'm pretty sure it can hold a dagger.
Yeah.
Alright.
He will ask questions.
Maybe. Let's take a look. Maybe not wake him up until we get to the cleric.
Yes, I agree.
And I will go and examine first the coffin.
Okay. So you walk over to the coffin. It looks quite comfortable. It looks like someone was using it as a bed. Within it, as you're looking at it, you see an old book there. Its cover's light brown. Looks brittle from age. On the cover is the symbol of a moon with a dagger through it.
Laylock. This might be his spell book.
Maybe we
He's
can
been living
find a
here.
remedy.
A long time. I would
see.
suggest your delicate hands take a look at it.
Here, bring it here.
And as gently as I can with my big ass claws.
Okay. Some pieces flake off as you pick it up. You take it over to Blaylock.
Don't sneeze.
No intention. This has already enough blood on it.
And I will do an investigation of the rest of the room.
Okay. While you're looking around the room, what do you want to look at?
I'm gonna look at the chair, see if there's anything underneath it or around it, and then I'll go and just take a look at some of the stuff on the tables.
Okay. So while you're doing that, Blaylock, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at the book that was given to me,
All right.
and I'm gonna gently open it and investigate it.
So as you open the cover, you can read. It's just in the common language. Guide to mythical creatures of this world.
Fascinating.
I do not believe he was a werewolf. I believe he was experimenting with the townsfolk.
I agree. It's diabolic. I'm gonna investigate the body.
All right. As you go ahead and roll a investigation on the body.
15.
Okay. So you kind of rifle through them, and you found a small pouch with 25 gold pieces. You found a key with a wolf's head on the end of it. And you notice he has like a circlet on his head.
I'm gonna try and remove it.
Okay. You slowly reach up and grab hold of the circlet, and as you pull it off of his head, you see his flesh start to fade. It gets darker. His hair changes colors. His eyes change to a red. And what you saw that was a dark-skinned human has now transformed into a dark elf.
Trixie.
Scar, look at this. Look at this scar. The removal of the circlet revealed his true form.
Nothing ever good comes of a drow. I have faced them in Waterdeep, in Baldur's Gate. Very tricksy. A town of humans, run by a drow disguised as a human. I am surprised I did not pick up his scent previous to this.
I think he's...
I know little of the drow other than from stories from my mother, but this... I've never seen one in the flesh, or whatever is left of this husk. This would be new. This would be more information for the town. Looks like King will be the pseudo leader of the town for now. This will be important for him.
Well, looks like there are more items on the tables for you to examine. I can't say I am much help when it comes to
hope.
bubbly, stinky concoctions.
I just hope we can find some kind of cure for those children that we could save, rather than being feral beasts that they are right now. I suppose it's better than the alternative, but let's see what we can find. And I'll go and investigate the alchemy tables.
Okay. It looks like the table you found in the sewers. So you see 3 red vials of a thick, dark red substance, 2 vials of the golden liquid with swirling black, and 3 green vials.
1 gold, you said?
2.
2 gold. Now, do these look very similar to the ones we received before?
The red
Or
and
should-
gold ones do, yes.
Using
Okay.
those 2 green ones as well.
3 green ones.
3 green. The green do not look familiar.
I will pick up Zoramir and gently carry him over my shoulder.
Okay.
It's okay. I didn't want to play tonight anyway, guys.
Before we leave, let's look at that throne. Why build a throne at the top
Because
of a
he had
tower?
a huge ego.
So you're saying that Iago had a huge ego?
And the proportions of this tower does not make sense. We saw the tower and it just goes straight up, right?
No, it goes straight up, but at the top it splits into 2
Oh, okay.
turrets on either side.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Okay.
I want to look.
Alright.
Is there any like switches or anything like that on this chair?
You looked it over there. It just seems like a chair.
I did find this key with a wolf head.
Probably
This-
fits the lock, the wolf head lock to the teleporter. In the
The
middle
one
of the-
Zoramir picked.
Yes.
Mm,
But still, there is a third door with no handles, no hinges, no keyhole that I could find. I was hoping you would have more understanding of its nature.
Let's investigate, but we need to hurry so we can get Zoramir up and to a cleric.
Well, you also heard Iago. One of us has been infected, if not both of us.
I was bitten by a werewolf.
I was as well, numerous times.
Seems we may all need to visit the cleric. Let's make quick work of this investigation before something worse transpires. I fear what would happen to the town if we became werewolves.
I agree.
Okay. I'm gonna start making my way over to that right door.
Okay. We'll say you walk over there.
Yep.
I follow with Zoramir.
I'm gonna investigate it.
All right. It's a huge door. There's no handle, no hinges. On the door is an image of a large full moon right in the center. There's a wolf flanking on both sides of the moon. Directly below the moon is the image of a person, a staff raised on one hand, and a skull with a hanging spine on the other, and his hands are outstretched to the moon. Above the moon, it looks like some kind of language, is scribed some words.
If I remember from earlier, these These words are almost indecipherable. I wonder. I'm going to try something foolish.
I take a step back.
Okay.
I'm going to put on the circlet.
Okay. You place the circlet on your head, and you shrink down to a small gnome, female, real pale skin, red hair.
I don't think this was the desired effect.
Disguise self works in different ways.
I'm gonna touch the door.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna take this off. I don't think I like this at all. No, take it off.
All right, you take it off, and your body grows back out. The hair sprouts out, and Scar, you're just seeing these physical transformations happen.
I will say that could come in handy later on.
Then, not by this Minotaur. I don't like that at all. This is a mystery, probably for another day. Let's get Zoramir out of here.
Alright, I guess we will head back out the sewers.
Okay.
Head towards the clergy.
All right. You're carrying Zoramir the whole way?
We can trade off.
Okay. I'll say each of you needs to make a constitution check over that distance.
Oh no.
I'm a little bit more tired than I thought. Nat 1.
All right.
You guys are gonna drop and kill me.
Maybe I'll drop you in that stinking bit of sewer with the tentacle monster.
Never to be seen again.
You're exhausted.
16
1 point.
for me.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
So you start you about halfway through the sewers. You pass Zoramir to Blaylock, and you walk for a while, and you turn back, and he's way behind you, and you see he's just got a very stressed look on his face.
Maybe I should take him back.
I'm more fatigued than I thought.
You went through a lot. Your badass lost a horn.
That's true. My horn. And it's still in the mage.
Yep.
I have to tell the king I want that. Let's go.
Or maybe we do a little more investigating before we include the city guard.
Excellent idea. Zoramir might have a better idea, keener eye than us.
So as you exit the sewers, you notice it's probably just before dawn. It's almost morning.
It's going to take me forever to get this stench out of my nostrils.
And out of my fur.
Are you heading to the Torn Sail?
No,
Was that? No.
the church.
The church. Okay. So through the town, people are seeing, and they're kind of eyeing you suspiciously, the ones that are awake and about at this hour. And the difference is you've been up all night. They're just waking up. But they see these two non-humanoid creatures carrying a halfling through town.
Kind of like flash the badges we got from King. We'll keep walking.
Okay.
Little bit too much to drink, this one did.
And he's
Oh.
he's dripping and everything else. Like he's he looks bad. And you get to the clerics or the church.
I just
Doors
bang
are
on the door.
closed. Bang on the door and you hear some
Muscle, my body's just screaming right now.
shuffling around. Eventually Blaylock comes up behind you. And the door
That-
cracks open.
Hmm.
It's a different a person. It's not the main priest that's there. And light, chubby face and no hair. Little bit of stubble on the chin. He looks... Can I help you?
We get his name last time.
No, this is a different guy.
No, I mean, did we get? I can't remember if I wrote down. I don't see it. Damn it.
It'd be under people if I did write it down, maybe. Half-blind proprietor of Kaylee. Nope, I don't have it. We were instructed to come here if we ever needed assistance from...
It's about the children with the special affliction. We have more information.
Yes, well, everyone's asleep still.
I
they have-
suggest you wake them up. And I intend
It's
to.
really not a good idea to wake them up at this hour. They just need a moment's rest.
So do we, and the information we have to provide is more important than a few extra minutes of rest. Please.
I'll go get them. Just I have to interrupt their morning prayers and get going. One moment.
Can we step inside, or are you going to leave us here at the doorstep with an unconscious halfling?
He just slowly closes the door in your face. And you're there 15, 20 minutes. The door cracks open. You see familiar, elderly elven walk out. Yes, what have we? Oh my, did another child fall?
This
You
is
could
no
say
child. This is our halfling friend.
Oh, I do apologize. What took him? Is he passed?
Just unconscious. But it's the story that leads up to his being unconscious that we must discuss. There's a lot
Yes.
going on in this town.
Shall
It is
we
not.
heal him? Would that be ideal?
There are some other
Can-
things that we need to discuss first.
In private, please.
Oh, yes, bring him in. And he motions at a couple priests that come forward, and they're kind of shuffling with their clothing, sealing it up, and where they had just hastily gotten dressed from an early morning. Do take him to the infirmary and see if you can patch him up a bit. This way, and he takes you inside into... you walk for a little bit and go into his chambers. There's books everywhere, thousands of books. In the corner is a small incense burner, and he kind of sits down with a painful grunt. Oh, yes. The bones aren't as they're not as strong as they used to be. I must rest. Yes, please, please sit. Tell me, what do you have?
Well, first, we need to know if we can have your confidence for right now. What we have to say cannot go beyond these walls. If you can assure us of this, then we can regale you with our tale.
He grabs hold of a small pendant he wears, By the eyes of Bahamut, I swear it's between me and you, and the secrets shall be.
It will do. The mayor is at the heart of this town's werewolf problem.
The mayor? Iago?
He has been experimenting on the townspeople.
And his name is not Iago. He is the wizard Jaresh.
Wizard? Impossible.
You had a dark elf, a drow, as the mayor of your little town.
These are wild accusations. What proof do you have?
The book,
Well,
Blaylock.
And I'll gently put down the book. One of the books, I have two. I have two wizards books. One from earlier in the tower, like midway through.
Okay. So he looks at them and, yes, this looks like a spell book for sure. And this other, oh my, the age of this one. And he's looking at the guide that you found in the coffin. I've needed this book for my collection for a very long time. This is fascinating reading. Bound in human flesh it is. That's why it's so brittle.
Yes, well, he was going to slowly experiment with everyone in this village, turn them into werewolves and control them. Something about attacking Brackenford.
Beaconsfield to the northeast. The dwarves are silent people. Uncle trades here. We've never had any problems. I wouldn't know why we'd want to assault Beaconsfield.
I believe.
He coveted something from the dwarves.
Saying they had something of his and he wanted it back.
Very interesting.
He was disguising himself with magic.
So, where is he? Tell me you captured him and brought him for questioning. You have him at the local magistrate. The king has him, correct?
No. Unfortunately, he was not going down. He had taken down my two compatriots here. I had to end him, or none of us would have made it out of that tower.
I see. These, of course,
can
are hard accusations for a much-loved mayor. It's...
Of course he wanted you to love him because he was doing nasty things behind your back.
You understand the predicament I'm in, though. I have nothing to tell them.
We can...
You have this, and I'll slap the circlet on Scar's head.
Okay. You put the circlet on his head, and Scar, you start shifting, and your bones crunch a bit as, and your fur disappears as scales form, and sitting beside you, Blaylock, is a dragonborn, blackened scales, silver belly, and little almost beard-like tendrils coming from under his nose.
Does this circlet look familiar to you?
We've heard of these. Not many have them, but
Your
He
mayor did.
was hiding under your noses the whole time. His disappearance probably had something to do with his experiments on the children. He was too busy to go walking the frickin' town.
I see, but we can't go to the gods with this. This still isn't enough. Could you bring us the body, or did you reduce it to ash?
No, the body is still up there.
Up where? In the tower?
In the tower.
How did you get past the... never mind. Never...
We have our ways of getting into predicaments we probably shouldn't. But for the mission of finding the mystery of the children, it was worth the civil disobedience.
I see. Well, if you could...
We were told by King that the god could not go into the tower. They weren't going to let us in through the front door. We happened to find another entrance. I take the circlet off.
As you take it off, your hair sprouts back out. You grow back to your normal size.
Which brings us to our second predicament. Our little friend, he's been acting differently from time to time. I would like to know if an item he was using is cursed. And since you have helped us with curses in the past, we request your assistance again. I believe we've both, one or both of us have been infected. We were not the only ones in that tower. He had lots of werewolves patrolling. They have been dispatched. But that does not mean that we are not casualties of his experimentation.
And he raises a hand, and you see him trace some symbols into the air. This is fascinating. The dagger it's not cursed. It's magical for sure. But you, Minotaur, have a sickness. You seem to have the lycanthropy.
That explains much. I felt rage coursing through me in that tower. Unpredictable I was.
Yes, it
cost me a horn.
It looks quite bad. I would say one night and you probably would have turned.
Can you do anything?
Yes, for the typical fee, a donation to Bahamut.
Of course, the alternative is losing all faculties to the wolf.
Not always a bad thing.
I'll nod at Scar. How much? And I'll look back at, that was intended for the cleric.
A donation to Bahamut, what you see is fair.
Okay, thank you. Do I donate first? Is that what I'm hinting at?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bring out 10 gold.
Okay.
And I'll put it into I don't have a small pouch, but then I'll put it on the table. Is this sufficient donation?
He reaches
Well, this-
forward and places a hand on your shoulder. May Bahamut bless you and guide you in your endeavors. And you feel like a coldness going through your veins, like ice water. And then it goes into your belly, and it immediately gets almost molten level hot. And then you feel it moving up your esophagus, and you just retch onto the floor, a blackish red liquid.
Holy shit! So I was infected the last time. Because that's the same thing that happened to me.
Sorry about that. Thank you. And Scar?
Seems like I am okay.
There's
Or
nothing
as
there.
okay as I can be. We will get you this body. We can bring. Do you wish to bring it to you here?
Yes, please. As secretively as you can.
Agreed. We need to see to our friend and see if your clerics have been able to revive him.
Yes, please do. It's last hallway on the right.
Thank you.
Your name, elf.
You would ask. I'll get back with you on it.
Okay.
I gave you a name, but I
You
don't
know.
think I wrote it down.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I didn't write it
don't.
down either.
Yeah, that was one I did not.
It's one of the few that I didn't write down.
It's not
He's a
Steven
male elf,
Donnie.
right?
Yeah, I don't have any elves on here other than the Donnie.
All right.
Scar, we owe Zoramir a dagger.
Yes.
However,
This does, like I
questions
said,
still arise that it's not the dagger, it's the wielder.
something is not right.
No,
He's been acting like this since I joined. Shortly after I joined this party. Was he like this before?
no. After he died, or we thought him dead in the forest, he was never quite right after that. Something changed him. In him.
I will continue to keep an eye on him.
So, how is old Zoramir?
Are you guys going back in there?
Yeah, we're gonna go back in there.
Okay. So you walk in, and Zoramir, you're sitting up on the table. You've got bandages around your chest. They've taken your tunic off, and your effects are laying overall onto the side. You see Blaylock and Scar walk into the room.
I will try to slide a
What?
dagger back into his stuff.
Do I notice to do that?
You roll a perception, and you roll a sleight of hand.
22.
17.
Nope, you don't see him. He slides it into your effects.
What the hell happened? I feel like I got hit by a train.
You did, my little friend. He was
But-
a nasty, nasty individual with a lot of power.
Oh, I could've told you that.
Scar saved us both.
Scar actually saving us? That's a first.
That's more than the first, but okay. You took a nasty hit. I'll let that go.
So what else happened up there? Did I miss anything good?
We will need your assistance to finish our investigation of the top of the tower.
You guys didn't investigate the top of the tower?
We did,
The
however, we
investigators.
had a halfling to bring back in order to save him.
Ah, you had to go through so much to get up there. You could have just explored it.
Hmm.
There's still a door that we cannot figure out how to open.
Sounds like you need the skills of a rogue to solve that one.
Maybe.
Or you.
Watch your mouth.
That was pretty good.
Well, let's rest for a while. And
I say we go back tonight. Under the cover of
Definitely.
darkness.
we should talk with
I'll be right
the
back, guys.
leader and see if we can stay here until evening. Zoramir?
Yeah, I suppose I could use a good rest.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna knock on the leader's door.
Okay.
And
Yes.
is it acceptable if we stay here until evening?
We are not an inn. You can go see Stephen.
We take a chance of being seen before we recover the body.
I'm sure they've seen you around town before.
Fine. I will gather Zoramir and Scar, and we will see you soon. How is the child?
Which one?
The one that was kept here. You still have him under your care.
Yes. Seems to be getting better slowly, but
Still feral?
yes, there's some piece we're missing.
And the funeral arrangements for the waif?
Taken care of.
Do you have a time?
It was taken care of. It's already happened.
I asked if you would let me know.
I'm letting you know. It's been taken care of.
Thank you. Now walk.
I'm gonna gather my stuff up and follow after.
Okay.
Zoramir, Scar. We should go. Scar, I spoke with the leader here. He will not let us stay here. We must go back to the inn.
That is fine. We have the room for another night.
Drew.
What is my health at?
Like 1.
Oh, okay. So I'm still limping.
Yeah.
So, let's make our way before it gets too crowded. We need to rest.
Agreed.
Okay.
Or hobble along. Hobble, hobble, hobble.
You heading to the torn sail?
Headed to the Torrent Sail.
I'm gonna.
Torrent Sail.
I take a couple steps and everything just hurts so much, and I just kind of get as running of a start as I can and try and jump on Blaylock's back. Blaylock, just give me a ride back.
Make an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
This
'You're pretty hurt.
17.
All right. Yeah, you jump onto him, Blaylock. You feel your back heave backwards as there's additional weight there. And you notice when you do that Blaylock is he's kind of dragging. Like he's definitely slower than Scar as you walk toward the Torn Sail Inn.
You're lucky I like you.
I just
Sorry,
kind of
Mayor.
pet his fur and put my head down. Thank you. I'm quite weary.
You walk into the Torn Sail. You see some breakfast patrons there and Stephen there. Oh my, you all look to have quite a night.
Indeed, a bath and bed for the night, which I believe is taken care of. However, a cupcake would do wonderful.
Oh, most
Still
certainly.
have those?
Yes.
Get those cupcakes away from me.
So he walks over to you instead of you going over to him and complimentary on the house.
I
Thank
leap
you.
off of Blaylock's back and get as far away as I can.
I'll shove it in my mouth.
You guys proceed upstairs, and about halfway up the stairs, you see Blaylock drop just with a thunk thunk thunk, and he is out. He is sleeping soundly.
I go
This
in.
guy Bill Cosby?
Put the roofie in the pudding.
Oh my god! This is where we've went. This is where we've got.
I will go pick him up.
Okay. Take him to his room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
grab like Blaylock's hoof and pretend I'm helping, or
Alright.
act like I'm helping.
So you just set him in his room.
Put him on his bed.
Okay.
I'm going to take a bath.
All right.
I walk out.
So you go and take a bath. Zoromir, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna go in to my room and organize all my belongings. Kind of just look them over.
All right. Well, all of you take a long rest. A much needed long rest.
No kidding.
Yeah, how did we survive this?
Dude.
I have no idea how we survived that last battle.
Who knows?
I think we were graced.
That nat 20 helped, though.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Pinning his ass to the ground.
So you wake up the next morning, Scar, and Zoromir, you hear Scar get up,
Was it the morning? We were only taking
or
naps.
or
So it'd be
it's
night.
into the evening, yeah, early evening.
Okay.
You're greeted by many patrons having their evening dinner and revelry in the main part of the inn.
I will say this, during the time that we're resting, I've got like a notepad and I'm trying to like figure out all these letters.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry. I'm like rearranging. I'm just trying to figure out if they make any kind of sense. Right, roll for something like that.
Roll a history check.
No bonus for that. 16.
It looks like it's a language, not one that you know, but something that's you've seen before, but you're not quite sure what it could be. It's either Elvish, Dwarvish, or Gnomish, is what you can tell.
Okay. Elvish, Dwarvish. I will let them know
Okay. It's you walk down to the main inn and Zoromir's there. No Blaylock.
Is he still passed out?
Could be.
I suggest staying away from the cupcakes from here on out.
I could have told you that.
I
So
don't eat them.
What do you want to do?
I'll go up to his room and knock on the door.
You knock and nobody answers.
Is it unlocked?
Yep.
I walk in.
He is just passed out, drooling. You're guessing he was really exhausted from the previous day's things. There's still a scent of sewer on him, so you know he didn't get up in the middle of the night and take a bath.
I give him a slap on the face.
Roll a d20.
Me or Scar?
Scar.
13.
All right.
No
So you
modifiers, correct?
so you kind of really just crank into it and slap him, and he he barely moves, but you see him kind of talking. His mouth starts moving. Oh, mother! And then
Mother.
your eyes slowly open, and you see Scar standing over you.
It's almost time.
Oh, what is that smell?
That
Scar,
would be you.
do you take a bath?
I did take a bath before I slept.
Oh, that's abhorrent. What happened?
You and the cupcakes.
No, don't blame the cupcakes. I was exhausted from carrying that halfling all the way down the street and through the tower.
Well, while you were sleeping, I discovered that those letters that we found all scattered through the tower, I can't pinpoint, but I have narrowed it down to an Elvish, Dwarvish, or Gnomish language. But I've not gotten any farther than that. Do you know any of these languages?
I am familiar with Common and the language of my people. That is all.
Well, we may have to look into. We've not seen any dwarves here.
Nope.
Only halflings and humans.
Mm-hmm. You've heard that there is a dwarf there, that somewhere.
Oh, he was the traitor or something
Mhm.
like that. Okay. It is something to look into. It might have something to do with the tower. Is this the only bar in
Yes.
town?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go down and talk to Stephen. Maybe we can find this dwarf.
Okay. So you
Get the bath.
second here. Okay, so you go down to Stephen.
Pardon me. And I try to be as courteous as a gnoll can be.
Yes, yes.
We have been told that there is a dwarf trader in town. We have not been able to find him. Where does he normally lay his head?
I would imagine on the ship he came in on.
So he is from another place.
Oh, he's from Breckenswald, of course.
How often does he come into town?
Probably twice a year.
And he is here currently.
Yes, I just saw him yesterday.
What is the name of the ship?
The Sharpened Axe.
And do we know when the ship is planning to leave?
I think he's prolonging his stay. There was something he was looking into.
Oh, I appreciate it. I place 2 gold down on
Oh,
as I walk over to the table.
thank you. A cupcake as you're walking away.
I don't even turn around.
Am I with him?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
He hands you one. You are my best customer.
Wonderful they are. I'll give him a silver.
Thank you.
Any time. Maybe the dwarf will like a cupcake.
I think we have more pressing needs than cupcakes.
Right? You see out the window that the sun is beginning to set.
So, shall we go and try to talk to this dwarf, Uncle, before we head back to the tower?
Yes, maybe it will help us to figure out the mystery of the top of that tower. We don't have long before we need to report it.
Best we find him before it gets dark.
Well, we know where his ship is, so let's be on our way.
Okay. So you head down toward the docks. You can see people are waving at you and generally being pleasant now that they see that the halfling is walking beside you. They some nod and wave. They're getting more used to you being in town, though you do stick out still. You eventually make it down to the docks. You see just a few dock workers still loading a few crates onto the ships and taking some off. There is a dwarf there, kind of directing some traffic, long black beard with 2 braids down the side of it, bald head. Looks like he has a massive scar on the top of his head. He's just kind of pointing the directions where to go.
You don't happen to be Uncle Stone Splitter, are you?
I am. How can I help you?
Well, maybe, just maybe we can help each other.
Maybe.
Cupcake?
No, not for me.
Courtesy of Stephen Nadani.
I have heard tales of his famous, and he holds up 2 fingers, cupcakes.
Suit yourself.
So,
I'll shove it in, and
Stephen,
then I'll shove it in my mouth.
You shove it in your mouth?
In
Oh, no.
my mouth.
Oh no.
Okay. It's delicious.
So,
Maybe next time.
Stephen had said something about you were investigating something in town.
I am. I keep hearing rumors coming in from the south of farmers saying they're losing supplies to the gnolls. It's not normal.
And you have been somewhat familiar with the knolls to the south, correct?
I've been trading here since you were a wee baby. So, we never had problems with the gnolls. The problem is, though, they aren't killing anyone. They're just taking the food and supplies.
I think your problem intertwines with our problem. We found these letters, and I have narrowed it down to Elvish, Dwarvish, or Gnomish language, but I cannot tell the difference. Would you be able to help us?
You show it to him.
Yeah.
Now, why would you be carrying words like that around in Dwarvish?
So it is Dwarvish.
Aye.
We found it. Do you have somewhere we can talk to that's not so busy?
Yeah, I'm trying to get these ships loaded. I really need to leave out of port in the next couple days.
I can load the boxes and letters.
He looks at you and... With those little arms of yours? Are you sure?
I can do my fair share.
All right. Yeah, take that box over there. Get it on my ship.
All right. I'm gonna bring out my little turret, and then I'm gonna make a little modification so that he can have it. It's not like wheels, but he can kind of support it and ease some of the burden so that I can get it up on the ship.
Okay. Look at that one go. Now that's one I could watch. He's got some interesting things there.
He's very fond of his little trinkets.
So, how can I help
here?
you? Yes. And he kind of motions at you.
So, we have stumbled upon some very nefarious goings-on in the tower. We found these words on the different floors of the tower. The mage that was masquerading as the mayor was experimenting on the children in this town. He also mentioned that he had caused chaos with the gnolls to the south.
Hey, that might be what's going on.
I did not get much more out of him before I split his head open.
Unfortunate.
Well, my life or his. I chose me.
So,
Now, to me, these just look like random letters. What do they look like to you?
they're my language, lad. They say, let's see, the message in Christian Vlast. The moon, I gain power. That doesn't make much sense to me.
The moon, I gain power. Well, if you knew the experiments were with werewolves, would that change anything?
It still doesn't make much sense.
As in there are words missing?
I would think so. We dwarves, we like to put phrases together that But this one doesn't seem to flow the way, say, my ancestors before me would write.
Okay. And Gridgen Vlast, what is it a person, a place?
Gain power in your tongue.
Gain power. Okay. Well, then it looks like I will have to do some more investigating.
Yay! Well, I tell you what. Let's see if we can help each other out. I've got to get back to Breckensville. That's, I got my ship loaded up. How about I give you something? And in exchange, when you find some time, go see what's going on with your people.
I think that can be arranged.
And he reaches into his pouch. Yeah, I deal with all sorts, and sometimes you got to have a few tricks up your sleeve. And he reaches down, he pulls out a scroll. He hands it to you. Yeah, read this. You'll be able to read anything. And he hands you a scroll of comprehend languages.
Yes, it is very odd that unknown would attack and not kill. They would just steal.
Very odd indeed, I agree.
Something else. Before I killed this man, you mentioned having some trouble with your clan. I believe he was going to attack. Why would this mage that has lived in this tower for so long unseen, mingling with the people unnoticed, have to do with you and your people?
Someone's always trying to take our thing. As our people dig into the open wounds of the land, they find things.
Anything of particular notice of late? Something that would have caught his eye?
Not that I'm aware of, but I've been gone on ships for a while now.
Okay. I will do what I can about the Knolls. I appreciate your help.
Hey, thank you. And if you're ever in Breckensville, you come look me up. We'll have right ale together.
That sounds pleasant.
You not been drunk till you've been drunk on Dwarven ale.
Let's see. Laylock, it's time to go.
I'll take the turret, and then I'll pick him up, and then let him transform back.
All right. And as Hunkle passes by you, when you come to visit, I want to see some more of these things you've got. Quite interesting.
I have many that I can show you. I would love to.
And he pats you on the side, right where the pistol is. Maybe I can tell you a little bit how to use that, too.
Yes, I'm quite poor with aiming that. I have other uses for it, though.
The loss of that horn messed up his aim. Throws off the balance of his head.
I think the halfling was saying he'd like to sing a dirge for you and your crew.
Not for me.
I give Blaylock just this evil glare.
I don't need no real ass jumping around and prancing about. We should be drinking a good ale.
Gentlemen, we
I like this guy.
things to do.
Let's go.
He turns and walks to his ship.
Good day.
He just puts his arm up in the air with a wave. So,
That was
It appears.
Yeah, that was Uncle Stone Splitter, right?
Hunkle,
Yes.
yep.
It appears we have a phrase, or at least piece of a phrase. Seems that we did not find everything in the tower that we should have found.
That is disturbing. We have limited time before our presence in the tower will become known.
Well, currently, since none of the gods are even allowed into the tower, we have some time.
We
just
should be
need to-
careful.
Be very, very perceptive while we're in there this time. We really didn't pay too much attention to the basement or the first floor while we were in there. Of course, trying to figure out traps and not die.
Maybe you should try climbing inside of that suit of armor when we return.
Suit of armor.
Did you get the giant statue thing?
Oh, there was a statue, wasn't a suit of armor.
I thought it was like a big suit of...
That was the placeholder. I didn't have a better graphic for it.
Shall we?
Let's go.
All right. So you head back through the sewers, and we'll say you know your route at this point. You head back to the basement there. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do.
Alright, so the first floor was the basement. There was two gargoyle-looking things in the ceiling.
That was the
Spider
second.
web on the
First,
side.
Yep,
first
there were
floor. What? No.
there were dragon statues in the first floor or basement.
The basement.
Yeah.
Where... Okay, let's do an investigation.
Alright.
We see... wow.
I'm going to
16.
I'm gonna check the stairs for letters.
Okay.
We've already looked at the stairs.
You can never be too careful.
You look the statues
We
over.
don't
You
have
don't
time to waste.
you don't see anything of importance. They just look like very lifelike statues.
And there's nothing else in the room. There's just spider web.
Yep, there's some spider web in the corner.
I am not finding anything in this floor. Shall we move up?
We should proceed.
The
Okay.
second floor was the one with the statue,
Mhm.
the two orbs. Is anyone going to help me investigate?
I will help you investigate.
I can.
Nat 20.
All right. Looking around, you actually notice two things. At the base of the statue, you see the word Daga.
D-A...
D-A-G-A.
Okay.
And then since you rolled so high, you actually see a small stone that seems out of place.
Little one. Something seems off about this. Take a look for traps.
I'll investigate for traps.
All right, roll it up.
17.
Okay. It doesn't look like a trap. It looks like a device of some sort, but something a bit out of the. It's not mechanical.
Not mechanical.
Push it.
You push it.
I push it. I pull it.
You see a series.
I see him. Okay, go ahead.
Blaylock, you're standing in front of the statue, and you see these runes start igniting around the base of the statue. And then they start leading down the front toward you.
I'm gonna jump out of the way.
You jump out of the way, making acrobatics.
Where am I? Where is that?
That one.
Oh man. 7.
Oh.
Okay. I'll move it. Okay. So that's where you are. So, and then all of a sudden you guys see Blaylock dissipates, and there's a small ring of runes on the ground.
He's gone.
He's gone.
What did you do?
Why did you jump to push it?
It seemed like it did something.
We've been how many puzzles did we go through in this tower? You didn't suspect this thing to do something?
I don't know. You said it wasn't trapped.
It doesn't mean it's not gonna do anything.
Can I read the runes? Are they something that I know?
They look like the magical runes you've dealt with throughout the tower.
Motherfucker.
Well, should we touch them?
He might be on the top floor. You want to go touch it? Go touch it.
Should we hold hands and touch it?
Oh, no. I just go when I touch it.
Scar dissipates.
Just like looking around, just shocked.
And as Scar disappears, you see Blaylock appear.
Where'd you come from?
Friend, this is how he navigated the traps. This
What'd you
is a
see?
teleporter. It takes you to the room at the top of the tower. Hit the rune again.
It's still there glowing on the floor.
I'm gonna walk up and hit the rune.
Blaylock, you see Zormir disappear.
I'm gonna follow suit.
And you're all three standing in the circle on the top floor.
Well, if only we had found that the first time around, we could have saved ourselves a lot of pain.
True.
Seems that way. But then there would have been a lot of stuff behind us and this bastard in front of us.
Hey, we would have encountered him with much more health.
Maybe. But you do realize that that door was locked from the outside.
You do remember I am a master with the lockpick.
I'm pretty sure you can't walk through doors. It was a large... Because it was, right? It was like a...
It's
I
big.
picked the door. I picked the lock from the other side.
I said I'm a master.
Yeah. I thought it was like one of those that you like on a garage or something where it's on the outside, like just a...
It is. It was. It is. It was.
So I'm right.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, you couldn't pick it from the inside.
I'm still going to be stubbornly insisting that I could have.
Zormir, come take a look at this door. I have a body to go collect.
Unfortunately, we don't know if we have all the information we need. Yes, we've learned one more word, but I still think we need to hit every floor once more.
Maybe. Have we tried touching the moon?
I did that the first time, and it felt a humming.
Well, let me take a look at the door. You guys wouldn't know how to get through a door if it had a big handle saying "Open me."
You do remember what happened on the floor below this one, correct? I think I opened up numerous doors. And you had just one
That's
saying,
not how I recall the events.
whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, sleep. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna walk up to the door and start investigating it.
Okay. You see the same thing everyone else did.
Wolf on each side, the moon in the middle. A man with a spear and or staff and a spine.
Yep. Skull with a spine
Word.
hanging down, like Predator.
Okay. And since none of us know the language, how long does the scroll of comprehend language last?
An hour.
Then I will go ahead and take it out and read it.
So you read it and you feel your mind kind of open up. And as you look around, the words are shifting. Hold on. And the words that are above the moon on the door say, "Speak the truth of the wolf."
Oh.
And what does Daga mean?
Are you looking at it?
Yeah, since I use this spell, I'm gonna.
As you look down at the words, you see the phrase, "From the moon, I gain power."
And I will speak
Moon.
that.
What was that?
I will speak that.
Okay.
From the moon, I gain power.
As he speaks the language, Zoromir and Blaylock, you hear "Daga de Mesak Jin Krijum Vlast," and the door begins to shimmer for a moment, and it starts to sparkle, and the moon lights up, and it looks like a full moon shining, illuminating the whole room. And then you hear, and the door just disappears.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Master Lockpicker, my ass.
Do it again. Do it again.
All right. So
Zoromir, peek your head in there and see if anything's behind the door.
Why am I always the first one?
This time, tell us what's there.
We
So-
can't see through.
what you see just from being there, because there's so much light coming from this room, the room is beautiful, very ornately designed, and it glows with colors of purple, yellow, green. The walls are a deep blue color, and you hear the soft sound of music fill your ears as you peer inside. Looking around the room, there are 6 pedestals stationed across from each other, and it seems like there's various items set on them. And at the very end, you see the statue of an angelic being standing, looking toward you, watching over the pedestals.
Can I ask a question? Out of character.
Mhm.
How does this tower suddenly have a east and west wing on like the 5th floor?
That's what Scar had asked before. There was
I-
2 towers, like
Yeah, I described it. It goes up like a fork. It
Oh, I
forks
missed
out,
that.
and there's 2. Yep.
Sorry about that.
Described it really early on, but I think it didn't get caught.
mhm.
It's not an engineering masterpiece.
No, when I think tower, I think that it was
Straight
I thought
up.
it was just straight up. And
Alright,
then it's like,
before I
wait a minute,
forget,
these
I'm
are
gonna
on
go
the
grab
side.
my horn and the body and bring it over here.
Okay. So you walk over. The body has begun to rot a little bit. It smells
probably know better than me right now.
True. And you bring it over and set it near the stairs.
The horn goes in my pocket.
Okay.
My pack. Shall we?
It's a lot of effort to hide this stuff, so I would assume that it is probably trapped as well.
Very trapped.
I don't know, with his ego, he may not have thought that somebody would have ever gotten past him.
True.
Zormir, do your thing.
We just magically figure this thing out.
No. You just need to be very careful.
I'm going to see if I see any traps or anything that might try and harm us.
Roll a perception check.
Nine.
Seems fine.
I'm going to take a step out into the room.
Okay. What do you? You see
I'm gonna
the
follow.
6 pedestals, and you hear just soft music playing in your ear. It's very soothing in here.
I'm going to go up to the pedestal right near me and just kind of look at it, see what I see.
All right. Approaching the pedestal, you see what looks like a belt resting on the top, folded neatly. Its buckle is carved into an intricate face. Looks like it has a beard. Around the pedestal are 5 series of panels that look like they slide up and down and left and right. On the tops and sides of each panels are runes. You kind of circle the pedestal, and resting on the back side of the pedal is a small stone lever that can be moved up or down.
Guys, this pedestal looks like a puzzle.
I look at the one next to me. Has it got the same stuff?
Let's see. One next to you, the one below it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at Blaylock. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the statue in the middle and look at that.
All right. Scar, you approach the pedestal and see intricately carved stone with inset gems. On top of the pedestal is a neatly folded cloak, resting while being engulfed in a blue flame. Around the pedestal, as you circle around, is the phrase, "An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a gift of power for a gift of truth."
What does it say?
Blaylock, what you see is this very intricately carved, angelic woman standing there, kind of her piercing gaze over the room, mouth agape, but you feel serene.
Do I see anything on the statue, or is it just statue just looking down?
Just a statue.
Nothing. Just a statue. All right. What about the pedestal to my right then?
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Something about truth.
And
I think what it said was, "Let Zormir come over here and spill his secrets."
it says, "An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a gift of power for a gift of truth." And Blaylock, what you see, the pedestal here rests comfortably right there at the end of the room. There's a small white object right in the center of it. To each side is a vial and a horn.
Do you see any writing or anything?
Do an investigation.
21.
Okay. you look around it, and the pedestal doesn't say anything, but you pick up the horn, and inscribed around the horn says, "Only the milk of the walking vine may free the gift and make it thine."
The milk of the walking vine?
What?
You guys have no idea how long I spent on these.
This is gonna take a while.
This is why a dwarf just handed us a scroll of comprehend knowledge.
What do you guys want to do?
I look at the rune on the one Zormir's looking at.
Okay. You see a variety of all the runes that are around those 5 letters are turn into letters that you understand.
Okay.
Walking vine.
What?
So what are the 5 letters?
Okay. So there is an R and a P and an A and an O and a T and a W, another T and a W, or and an E.
Hold on.
And
Another W or an E?
uh,
Give me the
an,
wrong ones.
an E, and then the last one is an R and an E.
Rapituary.
Okay. What are the ones in the middle?
It's just above and below each sliding room.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the pillars, the 2 pillars in the middle. I'll move to the
Oh,
one on the bottom and see what I can see.
you want to go to the one on the bottom? Okay.
I'm gonna go to the one above Scar.
Y'all killing me. All right. Scar, what you see is a short pedestal with a series of 6 red vials surrounding a small stack of cards. Each vial is slightly different color of red, and inscribed around the pedestal is a phrase, "Only the blood of the dragon may retrieve its hoard." Zormir, what you see on the pedestal, you see a small trinket that has a leaf and a sword carved into it. You see a large ornate dragon carved around the pedestal, and in the center of its chest is a small rectangular slot that rests in the stone. There is some writing above the slot, but you don't understand it.
Hey, Scar, get over here. I need your translating skills.
I will move up.
Okay, Scar,
Point
what you see written above the dragon is the words, "The gift of life must pierce the dragon's heart."
Okay.
You have a PDF document or something you can give us here?
Got the time to write this all out, man.
And Blaylock, do you want to look at the last one?
I do.
Okay, this pedestal is slightly taller and is surrounded by 5 thick metal rings stacked on top of each other. Each ring has carved into it a series of letters, N, E, S, and W. On the bottom of the pedestal is a ship that extends out on a post, and on the other side of the rings, it looks like a carving of the island of Drakenwald. On top of the pedestal is a shiny pile of linked ring mail.
This one seems simple enough.
That must mean it's the most complex one, my friend.
So as you look at it deeper, you notice writing on the island of Drakenwald. And it says, "From the portal we flee our home, unwelcome in land so cold. Towards burning sun we travel to lands unknown, to warmer lands to be so bold. Losses at sea force us home, shipwrecked in a land of dragons of old."
Can I get a copy pasta?
Yeah, I can send that to you. I'll put it in our WhatsApp chat.
Five rings, right? North, like NESW. And then what's the other one?
And on the bottom is it is like a ship that extends out on a post.
Oh, I thought you said there were 5 rings. Okay.
There are 5 rings, yes.
But only 4 of them have letters?
No, they all 5 rings have 4 letters around the outside.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, say that again? All 5 rings have...
They're all directions of a compass. North, east, south, west. It's a riddle.
Yeah, we sucked at that last one.
This Iago is even more mad than I thought.
Are all the pedestals different heights?
Some of them are.
Okay. Well,
I go to the first pedestal.
Okay.
Truths.
You go to the first pedestal. Blaylock, what are you doing?
I'm
Not
staring
that
at a
one,
map.
one behind it.
Okay. Zormir, what are you doing?
I'm going to go stand next to Scar and stare at him with whatever he's going to do.
Okay.
I'm not at that one. I'm the one below it.
Oh, the one below it. Okay.
People looking intently at him, looking between the pedestal and him, watching him think it over.
Scar, you just see Zormir nervously looking back and forth between the blue flame on the pedestal and you.
Don't you have some use trying to figure these things out? You need to be staring at me.
I just want to see what happens. I want to see how much damage it's going to cause.
So this one doesn't have anything other than the saying, correct?
There's a neatly folded cloak that's engulfed in blue flame.
Well, I mean, other than what's on top of it.
Yep.
What's on top of each of the pedestals, starting at the one we're standing at, going counterclockwise?
Oh my, let's just do one at a time.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go. And I am afraid. And I go to reach for the cloak.
Okay.
I take a step back.
You reach into the blue flame and grasp a hold of the cloak. Zoramir, what you see is a bright flash of light. On the floor beside you is a neatly folded cloak. Just lying there. And Scar has disappeared. And as you start looking around, you look back into the blue flame. And inside the flame, in a small bubble, you see a little Scar.
Not cool, guys.
Blaylock, get over here.
Where's Scar?
Now, believe me or not, but I didn't do this. Look in the flame.
Oh my. How did this happen?
He just touched it. I'm gonna
Touched what?
the flame.
Well, put it back.
I'm gonna lean in towards the flame and kind of just wave and see if Scar waves back.
Scar, do you wave back? You see a massive Zoramir waving at you.
Yeah, I'm just like cursing.
So the garment is just sitting on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lean over and pick it up.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
No.
I'm going to put the garment into the flame.
Scar appears beside you, and the garment is back inside the flame.
Well, that didn't fucking work.
Hey, it was funny though. Scar, for only time in my life I was bigger than you.
Zoramir,
Do it.
shoot your
understanding.
daggers. Shoot your
Yeah,
daggers
what?
into the cloak.
I don't think
Push.
that'll work.
Push it off the pedestal.
I think it's
I look at him sideways and I'm
an
like,
item to take
no.
an item.
I take out from wait, just a sec. I should have a couple just trash daggers in my bag. I'm gonna take one of them out, a dagger I don't care about, and I'm going to swipe through the flame with my dagger to try and sweep the cloth out.
Okay. As the dagger makes contact with the flame, it disintegrates into ash onto the floor.
You are not
Well-
worthy.
You'd think I didn't use my good one.
Maybe something magical.
So then I'm gonna take my just my right bracer and procure the magical dagger and shoot it through.
All right. They just go through the flame and out the other side and dissipate on their own like they always do.
Anybody else have any brilliant ideas?
Chris, fuck you, man.
You know,
I'm gonna.
this is like that special room in a video game that you don't really need to be here, but you want to be here.
And it's probably gonna hurt us if we get it wrong. I'm gonna go up to the pedestal right above us, the first one I was at,
Okay.
and I'm gonna start trying to shimmy around the panels that you said looked like they would move.
Okay. You move them. Tell me what order you move them. They move up and down.
How many panels are there?
5 of them.
Okay, one on each side. What position are they all in?
Neutral, right in the center.
Okay, so they all can go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any symbols or anything?
There are symbols above each slot, basically, above and below.
Above and below. Are they letters or symbols?
They're symbols to you.
Scar, do these symbols mean anything to you?
I look.
You said you looked.
I already gave you the letters.
You
that was
went through a lot of
in
stuff,
here.
man.
Okay, that was the RPAOTWTERE.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was the one over to the right.
Nope.
Wait, what?
Can I take one of the werewolf bodies and throw it at the cloak in the flame?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm gonna drag one over.
Okay. So you throw it on there and it just into ash.
What?
Well, I also spoke a truth as I was reaching in. You're just nilly-willy throwing shit at it.
Truth. I need to speak a truth.
That's what I did.
And that didn't work.
I also didn't trade anything other than myself.
so what positions were these letters in?
They're just random. I think we need to figure out a word.
That's what I was thinking. So I need to know which letters were with which panel.
I can give you the letters, but I don't know what panel they're on.
I read them in order from left to right.
So RPA O2, or I'm sorry, OT.
WT ERE.
ERE.
So okay. Read them left to right, top then bottom, bottom then top, up and down.
True.
So RAPOT, is that the top ring or bottom ring?
They're not rings, they're levers. Or they're slide panels.
Yeah, but they're each associated with a panel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one letter is associated per panel?
Mm-hmm. Or there's,
Or-
2 letters per slide.
So I'm trying to figure out is which letters are associated with which slide.
Okay, the first one was, what's your first 2 letters?
All right.
RP.
RP. So the first one can go up or down. And that's how they go the rest of the way.
Okay, so RP is up and down, O is up and down, TW up and down, TE up and down, R. So either way, it makes a 5-letter word. Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go over to the one that I read with the gift of life must pierce the dragon's heart.
Okay.
I will cut my hand so blood comes out.
Okay.
And I will try to touch the heart.
All right. You put your hand up there. As the blood runs down, you take 1 point of damage. And it covers the front of the stone. Nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the first panel, slide it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the second panel and slide it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the third panel and slide it down.
Okay.
Fourth panel and slide it down.
Okay.
And the last panel and slide it up.
Okay.
And then you said there was a lever.
On the back. Yep.
I'm gonna pull that lever.
Up or down.
Down.
Down. As you pull it, all the runes reset to the middle.
Oh, that didn't work. I'm gonna go back and slide all the panels to the same position I just did, and then push it up.
Okay.
Just remember the last one we did. You only got 3 chances, and then it locked up. So think.
So as you slide the lever up, you are pushed 10 feet back against the wall as a pulse goes poof. You take 4 points of force damage.
Ow.
And you as you kind of steady yourself and your vision clears and you look back at the pedestal, you notice the runes have all reset to the center again.
I think the word is power.
That's what I tried.
Did it? Did you? That I don't think you moved him in the right spot.
Just tell him you put him in the right spot so it spells power.
That's how I put them in based off of what.
Because the P was on the top and you moved them all down.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is why I was trying to figure out which. So you said it was
like,
RPAO.
we'll go with what Biddle said.
Yes.
You
I
moved,
was,
I
to
was
spell
intending to
power
do-
with these levers.
I was intending to spell power.
okay. Should have just said that.
I was trying to play your game.
All right. So you push the lever up, and you just hear, and the pedestal slowly sinks down, and
So
it's there in front of you.
can I have not have taken that damage since I intended to spell power?
Okay, I'll allow it.
What happened to the pedestal?
It sunk into the ground.
One down, 5 to go.
Did you get the item?
I'm gonna reach down and pick it up.
All right, you pick it up. It's kind of heavy, but looks like a nice sized belt.
Is it? I'm gonna try and put it on.
Really, dude? We've got some shit to solve here, man.
Yeah, this
You-
boat.
You attempt to put it on. It just won't latch.
This bell is broken.
Throw it back on the floor like you do everything else.
I underhanded the scar.
Boy.
I'm gonna go back over to that pedestal with the cloak and the blue fire.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Scar, you spoke a secret, truth.
Spoke a truth before I reached in, and that didn't go so well. But I also just reached in and took it. I didn't trade it. This says an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, a gift for a gift of truth.
Gift of truth.
Gift of power for a
told it.
gift of truth.
A gift of power.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. I placed the belt on
Okay.
the pedestal.
You see the cloak on the ground in front of you, and inside the flame is the belt.
Hmm. These items may be linked to each other. I look at the cloak.
Okay. It's very nice.
Let's move on to the next one.
Good idea.
Which one?
To the one to the south.
Okay. Zormir, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the one next, right over.
Okay, we'll take care of yours first then. This is you remember what you see here?
Nope.
Ornate dragon carved around it. In the center of its chest is a small rectangular slot that rests in the stone. Above the slot is a text that says, "The gift of life must pierce the dragon's heart."
Are these red vials rectangular?
No.
Gift of life must pierce the dragon's heart.
I turn around. I tried putting my own blood in there. Apparently blood is not the answer.
Anybody got any spare healing potion?
Ha ha ha!
I do, but I'm not throwing a superior one inside of a statue.
Would I be able to dip my dagger in it a little bit and not consume the whole potion?
I mean, you can.
Judging by that tone, that probably won't solve it.
I mean, you can. I'm just thinking, like, you'd have to more like pour a little bit of it onto it because the way a vial is.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think I have just a regular one anymore.
I'm gonna pour one of the red vials of the blood vials.
Where are you going to pour it?
Into the square slot on the dragon. Or I'll toss it to Zormir. Throw this in there. Or pour this in there.
I catch it and I pour it.
You're just pouring it in?
Yeah. Well, I'll pour a little bit in, not the whole thing.
Okay. You pour some in. Little bead of blood runs in. But nothing happens.
Might just stick my dagger in and try and push it through.
The pedestal lowers.
Come on, guys, gotta catch up. I have 2 of them done.
And on it, it's a small trinket. It's got a leaf and a sword carved into it.
I'm gonna pick
6
that
red
trinket up.
vials. Only the blood of the dragon can retrieve its hoard. I can't tell dragon blood from your blood.
So looking
how
around,
about this?
you see the vials are a light pink, one's a dark pink, one is a light red, one is a red, one is a blood red, and one of them is a really, really deep red.
Does anybody remember what the blood looked like in the dragon that we killed?
No.
I mean, you were ass and hands up in that shit, Zormir. You remember what the blood looked like?
Let me give it a look. Would I remember? exactly what shade
You,
of red it was.
you weren't really studying the blood as you were digging in to grab stuff, so I would say no.
Really? You pulled a shit ton of stuff out of it.
You did, but blood. I mean, there was blood everywhere.
It was definitely one of these colors. This, what is the trinket? Anything? It's just a little trinket.
As far as you know.
Pink, red, dark red, and what?
4 shades of red and 2 shades of pink.
Light pink, dark pink, light red, red, blood red, and deep red.
All right. We'll have to think about this, guys, but I gotta go.
All right. Thanks for everybody
If you
that
wanna
watched
continue.
tonight. That's where we're gonna leave off for tonight. Happy to have you back next week, 7 o'clock on Monday Eastern time. Good session tonight. These guys did great. So we will see you then and see what happens with the rest of these little devices. So take care and stay safe. Wash your hands.